Say what's happening with you. Yeah, so figure it out. So two weeks. So we are installing virtual environment, right? We're installing VMware on our machines. So we say the first thing that we start with, why is my screen not showing anything there? Let's see. All right, we're saying we're installing the virtual environment, right? Why are we doing this? Why are we installing the virtual environment? Yes. All right, we say, why are we installing the virtual environment? We're saying we are installing the virtual environment so that we're installing the virtual environment so that when we run any test, any applications, when we break the operating system, we're not actually breaking like your host operating system. So the host operating system is the one that you are running on. Currently on my side, I'm running on what? Windows 11, right? So that's the host operating system. So I've given you two things. I've given you the virtual machine, which is the VMware, right? I gave you the software called the VMware. I've gave you this. Let me see. So we have the VMware, which is the software that we are installing on our PC. Let's say go to recordings, resources. So we started with this one. We installed the virtual machine, the VMware Workstation Pro on our laptops, right? And then why are we installing this? We're saying when we're running tests, when we are making some changes, we don't want to break our actual PC, our actual operating system. If you make any mistake, you delete stuff that you're not supposed to delete. That means you are only affecting what? The guest operating system. So this one is the host operating system. This is my Windows 11, which is my host operating system. Why I call it the host? Because this is the one where the VMware is sitting on top of it, right? So we have installed the VMware for you on your side. It's asking for the keys, right? Let me just do this. Let's say close that. Not Windows 10. I want the. So I want to download this. I want to grab the keys here. I got the keys here. Let's see. Let's hope it won't take forever to download this small YANA file. Okay, that was fast. So now we want to apply the key. That's the product key. So we want to add the product key. So the product key that I think it works is this one, the second one. Let me zoom in. So on your side, when it's asking you or prompting you for the product key, please type in this. Still loading. Yeah, finish. Finish it will ask. Wait. It says there's finish a license. Do license. Click on license there on your side. Yeah. Huh? So when it says license, you type in this there on the license. If it doesn't go through, that means we have to look for another key there. So VMware. Why it looks like yours, you have to start again. They say VMware. Yeah, you need to. So. All right, that's the product key that we're punching in there. Right, so we're saying now, the reason why we are installing the virtual environment is so that we can have an environment where we can run our labs on, where we can practice certain things on Windows 10, that is on a virtual environment. All right, so you have that key there. Is it going through? You put a license and then click what? Add decline. Went through, it's fine. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you should open up the app, yeah. Ah. But as I was saying, we're saying, as I was saying, yes, should be fine. You're not done with the key. So there's the key there. So there's the key right there. What's the problem now? You can't keep on starting with color pants. Oh, I say it's long. It's done here. Don't open this one anymore. Why should I supposed to open? Because say install when I pants long. It's already there. Let me see something. Let me see. I'm gonna shut down. Yeah, it's fine like this. All right. Did we manage to plug in the product key? Yeah. All right. So let me also do this on my side. I think on my side I didn't install it. Let me just see if I can get it here. All right, I'm also installing it on my side. So to install it, you just double click it, right? You just double click. After you've downloaded it, you double click it. Come on with it. All right, let me see. How is it going? Let me see. All right, on my side, I'm still in the process of installing the VMware. It installed, yeah. But it seems like it didn't install, just like the message that it supported that. After that, it should give me an option of finish. It doesn't support it. Downgrades. That's what it's stating. Downgrade meaning that you are installing something that's already have a VMware already on it. All right. So when it comes to installation, we said you click next, accept the terms and conditions. If you don't accept, you won't be able to install it. So, and then you're not changing much here, you just do next. All right. And then desktop start menu, we're not changing anything. Install, and then we just wait for it to finish that installation process, which takes few seconds. So they do the same thing. So the VMware, what it does is it creates like a layer where we can, because on your computer, you can only run one operating system at a time. It can't run like 10, 15 simultaneously. So the VMware or the VirtualBox, what it does is it creates like a platform for us to add more than one operating system, and then we can all run those at the same time. So that's the use of the VirtualBox and then the VMware. Because if right now with no VMware or VirtualBox, we can only run only Windows 11 or only one operating system at a time. But when you have these two, then you are able now to, when you have the environment or the VMware or the VirtualBox, then you are able to add at least two. So I'm copying and pasting the product key there. Let's see what it does. So it's finish. Yeah, so the VirtualBox and then the VMware, it just creates that environment for us to be able to add more operating system on top of that. So it looks like it's done. All right, let me see. Let me look for the software. VMware. All right, this is how it looks like on your side, right? For some, already there is, those PC were used to load different things, right? So already here on the left side here, there's already applications here. Where it says my computer, there's already many things there, right? All right, so now we want to load Windows 10. So we copied two files on our side, right? On via this side, we said we have, where is it? So I shared these two files. So we have getintopc.com, Windows 10 Pro, and then we downloaded this one. This one is ready, now it's running. So this one now, Windows 10 Pro, we want to run it on top of what? Of the VMware. The VMware, we created environment, a layer to run that. So let's go back to VMware. And then on this VMware, you click there on home, and then on home, for some of you by default, you're already on home, right? Can you see the part that says create a new virtual machine? Click on create a new virtual machine. Can you see that part? And then when we are installing here, you want a typical standard, right? You want to change. When you say typical, you're just saying next, 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 like it's following the standards that are there. But if you say custom, that means you want to fine tune this according to your preferences. But we want to use the typical part. So we're not changing there. Click next. And then now we need an ISO. So that Windows 10 that I shared with you, that's an ISO image. We call it an ISO image. So it's an operating system image, right? There's an ISO image there. Click on browse. Can you see some are those there? Let me click back again. So on this page here, let me say cancel that. Just don't cancel on your side. I will get to where you are. So for some, we're saying when we're starting, right? We start on create new virtual machine. And then we say typical, leave it on typical, which is recommended. And then you click on browse. Then you click on browse. Browse, which is a file located, allows us to locate where did you save this file? The Win10. For some, it's under document. For some, it's in the desktop, right? And then one of the most important things about this file, before you load it here, make sure that file is in a location where it's not going to be deleted. What do I mean? If you delete that file, that ISO, it affects your actual VMware here, right? So let's do this before we load anything. Let's click cancel there. Let's look for our file. Make sure that if it's on documents, it's fine. Usually people don't delete things there on documents, right? On my side, let me see where it is, my Windows 10. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying now to you, the Windows 10 is best to be, let me just do this, put it this side. I'm copying it. I want to copy it and leave it on pictures, on the folder called pictures. Why am I leaving it there on pictures? If you leave it on desktop, if you leave it on documents, you might delete it later on. And then if you delete it, it affects your actual environment, that side. So I'm keeping it on pictures because I know that I don't usually go to that folder on pictures and then delete stuff, right? So if it happens in future that someone comes here and then delete this, when I'm trying to run it this side, it won't be able to run because it's deleted. So I'm saving it on pictures. So let's all try to save it on pictures because I know no one is going to go to that folder and delete stuff there. Because if you delete these again, I'm saying it will affect your system. Huh? I didn't copy it. It's called getintopc.com, right? Looks like a CD, so we call that, that's an ISO image right there. All right, did we copy it to a folder where we know that no one is going to delete it, right? Where it's kind of like safer for it to keep, for us to keep it there. All right, let me minimize this or close it. All right, let's go back to VMware Workstation. All right, and then the other problem that you're going to see, let's say when you're installing this, is let me go to CMD. Let's go to CMD and then type in, when you're on search, type in CMD there. On search, type in CMD. For those that are using my laptop here, it might require a request prompt you to type in my password. So just leave it for now. Don't type anything. So once you are inside the VMware, there is this command that you need to type in. It's called system info.execute. Did it ask you for any password, administrator password? No, right? So type in system. Let me just put it on Notepad. That's a file. So the command is system info.execute. So this command will allow us to check if the virtualization is enabled or is enabled on our system. System info.execute. All right. Where are we typing this? Where are we typing this? We're typing it on the CMD, right? Press enter once you're done. So we're typing system info.execute, right? So if you wanna, there's the command that we typed in the system info.execute. All right. It allowed us to type in that information, right? And then after pressing enter, can you see at the bottom there, there's a part that's called Hyper-V requirements. And then can you see it says VM monitor mode extension, yes, visualization enabled, yes. Can you see that? So if those are not enabled on your side, that's why you won't be able to run a VMware. Let's say you're doing this at home, you want to run it, and then you see you are facing challenges, right? You check that, is it enabled? The Hyper-V, is it enabled on your side? That's one of the things that might stop the system from running the virtualization. So, and then the older PC is usually not enabled by default. You have to go to BIOS and enable it manually. But newer laptops, this is automatically enabled. If it says detected, that means it's there, it's detected, it's fine, yeah. Huh? You enabled it. Yeah.
It says not enabled.
It says not enabled. It might give us a challenge going forward. Let me see where it says not enabled.
Because it needs to be enabled. It says what's just security, the other ones are
We want to introduce visualization to be coming here. So yes, that's just like the other security features and stuff. All right. So once that is done, so this one, you come to this part here just to verify if everything is fine with your virtualization, Hyper-V, right? Hyper-V requirements. Okay. And then let's go back to adding. So now we're also learning how to install an operating system. Let's click again there on create a new virtual machine. The standard, we're following the standard, which is the typical way of installing this thing, right? Click on next. And then we browse to where the file is. On my side, I saved it under pictures. Can you see there is the file there? Then we select the file. And then click open. You select the file and then you click open. Right, you can see now it brought it in there, the link to that file. Can you see that? Where it says install disk image file. All right. And then click on next. And then now it says, okay, what operating system is this one? And then can you see where it says guest operating system? So your operating system that is running on your PC is called what? A host operating system. The ones that you are installing on top of the VMware, they are called what? The guest operating system, right? So the one that is running on your PC, directly on your PC, is the landlord, right? These are tenants. The one that we're bringing in a tenant, right? So this one at the Windows 11, my Windows 11 is the host operating system. This that we're adding now is what? Guest operating system, all right? And then click on next. We can change the name here if you want to, but it looks like that's exactly what we want. There is fine, Windows 10, or you can just leave it as Windows 10. Just leave it as Windows 10 there. But whatever name that you assign to this thing that easily identifies what operating system is this, you can use that name. So when I call it Windows 10, there is fine. And then we're clicking next. And then maximum disk size, you can see it has already allocated 60 GB to this, right? To this Windows 10. But can you see there in future, if you want to increase that, can you see there's an up arrow there, 62, 65, or that, but you can leave that on default. Leave it on 60, but you have an option of increasing the storage, right? Let's click on next. So you don't increase, just leave it on 60. But in future, if whatever you're doing requires you to increase the storage, you can increase that. And then click next. And then if you want to customize the hardware, let's click on, say, the part that says customize hardware. But we're not going to customize any hardware for now. I'm just showing you that in future, if you want to customize, all right, so on this part, right, can you see the memory part there? Memory for this virtual machine, it says now 2048. That is, how many gig is that? You can increase again. There, we can increase and make it a 4 gig or make it whatever gig that we want, but we don't want to change anything. But I wanted to show you that you have, and then processor, can you see, click on processor. It says how many number of processors there? All right, we can change that, but we're not changing it. CD, they connect a power on, and then network adapter, USB controllers, show all USB input. So this one is the part where you, when you add a USB on your PC, if you wanted to detect it, you can click that box there, but just leave it for now like that. Auto detected, all of those. So you can change all of these. But click on close there. We're not changing anything. Just wanted to show you that in future, if you want to make changes there, you can make those changes. All right, click on finish. So it will go through the process of installing Windows 10. It will go through the process of installing Windows 10. Now, are we on this page now?
Yes.
Can you see where it says power on this virtual machine? Click on power on this virtual machine. All right, on my side, there is an error there. On your side, are you getting the same error? All right, there's something that is said. Maybe we got the wrong operating system. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't show that. Let me see. Yes, looks like yours is, so on my side, I need to figure out how to troubleshoot that. Find out where the problem is coming from. Understand where no change. While the result of the probably the same service. Yeah, the problem with this file that we have. All of us are getting Dutch. Please speak for you. Why? Was a different bedroom. Engage this team. Some language was now let's see. All right, so we need to troubleshoot that, find out why it's doing that. Press enter search. Okay, I need to check the different parameters. Password. All right. So let me quickly get mine. Let me get another file. Let me see what's up with that file. Let's see if I can get another file and then see if the problem is with the PC. All right, let's see what we got here. The boot configuration data for a PC is missing something. Yeah, it's missing a file. Okay, so the ISO that we got is missing something. PC is missing or contains an error. So we need a different ISO. We need a different ISO. Let's see if I can get this one. If I try to download this one, it will take me forever. Let me see. And now let me just get another one. All right, so on this other PC, let's see. Can I borrow that bigger USB that is like 64 GB? Right, I want to replace the files in that destination. Well, I'm transferring this, but it's way too slow. Let's see how this one looks like. There we go. But I've tried to copy another file. It looks like the one that we copied is corrupted. There are missing files in it. All right, let's see. It's taking forever. Sure. All right, I want to test the file from this side, from this device, and see if it works. That side, it's rejected that. Let's say VMware. All right. So we do the same thing. Go to home. Let's try again. Test what's up with this file and then say next. Yeah, it's the same file and then open that. Say next. Yeah, there's something broken on this one, on that one. Right, so here it will ask us for product key, and then we don't have the product key, and then it says version of Windows to install. So I want to test this one. Is it done? All right, can someone test on their side with this one? Save it somewhere there when you can. Delete the other one. Just keep this one. Right, so this is how we're supposed to install it, right? I got the correct file now. Hopefully it will work. So let me cancel that. So I said create, right? And then I didn't change anything there. And then installer, and then I browse to where the file is. Mine is on this, on videos, and then say open. We said we're not changing anything. And then when it takes us to this part, this is where you can create a passwords, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3. All right, and then said we can change the name here if you want to. There we have it. And then we said we can change the storage size and then customize the hardware if you want to, and then click finish. So the correct file, you see what it does there? It takes us to Windows there. So I want to try the further copy. Yeah, so in a so any operating system that you want to I have the worst operating system, which is Windows 10. So check here, this other one. If I can switch on this one, or on that one, our PC is a bit slow. And then I can also power on the Kali. So I can have 3 operating systems running simultaneously. The reason why you want to do that is because for training or for learning purposes, you just want to run different scripts and different things on that environment, but you want an environment where you play to run on your side. We can copy using the actual file there. Still copying to your desktop, taking forever. Eh? Right, just that's how you install this operating system. If it opens up, so this is what we call virtualized. All right, that is done. Something.